Nacho hasn't stopped. Garnacho has scored in stoppage time. And Manchester United have nicked it.
For updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lift the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes.
Formula One.
Because down the inside now comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling, boxing, basketball, and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv Radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806 242 9799. Sport Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
Sportville this morning on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, get you the updates on sports all over the world today, and I am YAZID.
I'm sure Lima should send the sports. Good morning.
Okay, starting with today's news on West Ham. We see West Ham, Arsenal, Brighton, and a lot of teams were on Mohamed Kudus from Ajax, and now Mohamed Kudus has agreed with West Ham.
As for him to join West Ham United, I think he will have a reason for joining West Ham United, because if you remember very well, I think Brighton have struck deal with Ajax before, but on the personal terms with Mohamed Kudus, they failed to agree because Mohamed Kudus asked them to put a release clause on his contract. And we know Brighton that they don't always want to put a release clause on players on players' contract, because they know in the next 2-3 season they will look for their teams will come in to buy this player, and player might have problem in getting out of the team. But nevertheless, joining West Ham United will be a very good good move for Mohamed Kudus. Don't forget, it's a good player that knows how to score very well. Although Chelsea they also like this guy, they also mention this guy, but on one thing they also need this time around is not the inability of Mohamed Kudus. Is the kind of player that knows how to score, but creating chances for his teammates is not good in that aspect. Like you want to create chance for yourself and you want to score yourself. That's what I think West Ham United. If you look at the wing position of West Ham United, they only have Jared Bowen is the only one that always does all these things. Most players that plays, or if you look at Lazini has moved out of the team and others like that. So they need other players, and think West Ham United are spending the money they got from Arsenal on the client. They're spending it wisely. Don't forget they have brought in a lot of players. Mavropanos, they brought in Edson Alvarez, they've brought in George James Ward-Prowse, and now they want to bring in Mohamed Kudus. Using selling one player, bringing like 4-5 players is very good, and I think West Ham United they will give a lot of teams problem this season. This season.
Okay, on Arsenal, news came up now saying Arsenal have added a boost in their hopes of vending of interest for Gabriel Magalhaes this summer. The defender's future has been linked elsewhere in recent weeks after starting the first 2 Premier League games on bench. I remember when we talked about the first match against Nottingham Forest, when we're talking about Gabriel Magalhaes on bench, which is very strange as Mikel Arteta tries to change the formation he is using, leaving out Gabriel Magalhaes. And you were saying that Arteta is trying to look for a way to remove Gabriel Magalhaes from the team, and eventually news came up now that he might be going elsewhere. According to reports, Al-IyamoyeTv and Paris Saint-Germain have also showed interest in Gabriel Magalhaes.
We can't say never in any transfer for a player, because I can remember last season he played virtually all games for Arsenal last season. All the games, all 36 games in the EPL. I think he played all the matches. And if you don't forget the last season, Ben White played from the right back position, and we all know Ben White is a central defender. And I think that is the reason why Mikel Arteta wants to get rid of Gabriel Magalhaes. He doesn't want to get rid of him. Maybe they should sell him. They want to get rid of him. Maybe he should sit down on bench and comes in whenever they have injury or suspension like that. And if you look at Ben White last season, playing from the right hand side position give Arsenal a lot of problem. Last season, most teams look at the weakness of Arsenal being from the right hand side, because we all know that Ben White is not a right back. But Mikel only tried him to that position to manage him, for him to have a correction in the team. But he has now seen that this season teams will have done their assignments on Arsenal. Okay, let's look at left wing, right back position to for us to be able to as an attack the line, and they brought in Juri Timber for Timber to come and play from the right back position, so that Ben White will move back to central. But don't forget they still have Kiwo, and I don't think Gabriel want to say Kiwo at all. So we rather send Gabriel Magalhaes, but send Gabriel Magalhaes. Arsenal will need to bring in a centre back again. Don't forget Arsenal only have 4 recognized centre back. They have Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, they have Kiwo, and they have Ben White. Only 4 recognized central back. Now, if you remove Gabriel Magalhaes out of it, you bring 3. So injury can set in at any time. So if they say Gabriel Magalhaes, they need to bring in. I would have loved Arsenal to bring in Emile Laporte from Manchester City, but all in all, he's moving on to another team. And I think if they need to sell Gabriel Magalhaes, they need to bring in another top central back to replace Gabriel Magalhaes.
Okay, Arsenal need to bring in another top central back to bring in for Gabriel Magalhaes. Shocking move. Tottenham consider a shock move for Chelsea outcast Lukaku. Do you see this as a rumor, or what do you see to Tottenham?
Behind any rumor, there are some elements of truth behind any rumor, and you can't know that from the fact that I don't think Chelsea wants to give Lukaku any chance at all in the team. Don't forget the issue we had with some of his teammates at Chelsea in the era of Thomas Tuchel, whereby he said some things that made his teammate to get angry with him. Now, why would you say such a thing in the press? And don't forget Lukaku. When I look at this guy, I think himself is a problem of himself. Because if you look at the deal between Chelsea and Inter Milan, Chelsea have accepted to sell Lukaku to Inter Milan at £35 million with £5 million add-ons. But at the end of the day, Lukaku changed his mind, said he wants to go to Juventus. Now, see Juventus needs to sell Dusan Vlahovic before they can bring in Lukaku. Now, Lukaku is in the dark. Now, nowhere to go. He trains with now training with Chelsea under 21. But my issue with Chelsea now is that why can't Chelsea really give Lukaku a chance? Because now we know Chelsea would like a goal scoring striker. Pardon me, I'm not saying Nicholas Jackson is not a good striker. But if you look at Nicholas Jackson, if they have Lukaku and Nicholas Jackson on the field of play at the same time, I bet it will show you Lukaku will score with a lot of goals. With Jackson doing the dirty work from the flank or thereabouts. But the issue now is that the salary of Lukaku is one of the issues at Chelsea. And Chelsea now they have trimmed the salary scale down to the barest minimum. There will not be issue in the dressing room. And Lukaku, if you know Tottenham Hotspur, they've lost Harry Kane. Don't forget they also need a striker, which at least I don't think he's a kind of goal scoring striker. And he's not even a striker. He was converted to be a striker at Watford before he moved to Everton. He played from flank. And when he got to Everton, they start using him as a striker and he starts scoring goals. And that's why I don't believe in some player that said they are utility player, they can play from various position. Let's know the position you always play. Now, Tottenham Hotspur knows they have a problem. Look at the kind of goals he loses at this Manchester United. So they need to bring in a striker. But my issue is Chelsea release Lukaku on a loan deal? That is my question. That is my concern. Chelsea don't want to release Lukaku because they have an offer on the table from Saudi Arabia. They are ready to pay £50 million on Lukaku. And he said he's not moving to Saudi Arabia. So I still believe Lukaku can still go to Saudi Arabia, even though it might be the 9 minutes at the last minutes of the transfer market. But Tottenham Hotspur, if they bring in Lukaku, I think they are going to. But Tottenham Hotspur they are yet to sell players as well. They are bringing in player. They are yet to sell player. Don't forget their head coach has already complained that the squad is too big for him to operate. So if Tottenham bring in Lukaku, I think it will be a good striker. But Chelsea will not be able to release Lukaku on a loan. They want to sell him off the book.
Okay, before we go on a break, let's also discuss on Callum Hudson-Odoi at Chelsea. As you know, Chelsea now have the likes of Mikel Modric, Raheem Sterling, Madueke, Christopher Nkunku, and all Pochettino's disposal on the wing. Hudson-Odoi faces an extremely uncertain future at Chelsea.
He failed to reach his potential. He failed to reach his potential because if you look at the Callum Hudson-Odoi, when he was given a chance by I think from Frank Lampard era, and we saw a good player that have a lot of potential. That is the reason why I'm afraid of players when you say they are young players that they can reach at the top level. My issue is that would they be able to have a consistency? Because don't forget, last season Chelsea made the huge mistake of not getting £50 million from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich came in to bring in £50 million for this guy. Don't forget, no, it was under Magalhaes that I think Callum Hudson-Odoi got into the team, and he was given some chance under Magalhaes, which Callum Hudson-Odoi failed to perform better. When I think some player got injured. I think YAZID, William, they got injured, and he was given chance like 6-7 matches. Hudson-Odoi failed to live up to expectations. So you know some issue. People will say Chelsea are not patient enough. Say some teams are not patient enough with their academy youth. The question is that all these academy player, did they always live up to expectations? They've given some player chance at Chelsea that they've really proved themselves. The likes of Mason Mount, the likes of Rhys James, they've proved that they can be there. Which we talked about. Gabriel is proving it as well. Look at this guy, Eric Lamptey. When Chelsea released Eric Lamptey, people were clamoring that Chelsea released a good player. Why can't they give this player a good chance? But this player saw that him and Rhys James, they have the same age, and Chelsea want to really focus on Rhys James. They released him. He went to Brighton. He doesn't do anything at Brighton. Brighton is sitting down at Brighton now as well. Look at Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore was given some chance, but he failed to live up to expectation as well. He was loaned to Norwich. He failed to play very well, and Brighton snapped him up. And it was only this season, maybe the first 2 games he has started for Brighton, maybe because of Moscasedo has left the team, and Magalhaes. Same thing as this guy, Lewis Hall. People start clamoring that Lewis Hall. Why would Chelsea release Lewis Hall to Newcastle United? My question is that did Lewis Hall really want to stay at Chelsea? Did they want to stay and fight for his Chelsea? Because this guy is also he's not a good prospect. But the issue now is that would they be able to live up to expectation at Chelsea? Tino Livramento, same thing. He went to Southampton. He plays very hard at Southampton. But at Chelsea, they all failed. There are some players that when you leave them at the team, they will be able to do well. Look at Arsenal as well. They have some academic players that have failed to live up to the expectation. Same as Barcelona. And at the end of the day, they lose all these players. Carlos, I think he will have himself to blame for not proving himself at Chelsea enough. Because for Chelsea to reject £50 million on him, I think Chelsea really think that it's a very good project that can give them what they want in the nearest future. And I think now they are putting £4 million for Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think if Chelsea can get rid of him, he should try and as much as possible to rejuvenate his career and move on with his life.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, we continue on the transfer rumors going on around. Just stay with us. Thank you.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to see greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 TAOHEED Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to TAOHEED Travels and Tour.
Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. As I said earlier on, Gabriel Magalhaes transfer, as Arsenal would like to say, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ateta is trying to plan selling Gabriel Magalhaes and Fulani about sum up £100 million and go for another defender, and Arsenal might be eyeing Crystal Palace defender Mark Gui.
The question is, will Mark Gui come to Arsenal and come and sit down on the bench? That is the question. Because at Crystal Palace, I think he's now the captain of the team. So we don't want to leave Crystal Palace, although at least a big team is coming for him. Don't forget, before Chelsea signed YAZID, they Chelsea eyed him a lot. But the kind of transfer market we are now, the kind of price tag that was put on this guy is too much. Crystal Palace might end up saying they want 60 to 70 million pounds on Mark Gui. And don't forget, this kind of player, Chelsea released him to Crystal Palace. They sold him to Crystal Palace, and he's at least he's paying very fine at Crystal Palace. Is that will he be able to do the same thing on a big team? That is the question. You know, leaving a player that has gelled into the team, leaving him for another, say the certain you know is better than the one you don't know a lot. Having a player that you already know his ability, his capability, because Mark Gui will be eyeing the next Euro Championship with England. He wants to go to Championship. Ben White as well in national team, and don't forget William Saliba as well in the French national team. So you have top like that keyword as well. So you have top four, the centre back that they'll be clamoring for to play a chance. Look at Manchester City, for example. They have top defenders, but Guardiola finds a way to integrate them inside the team. Don't forget, it's been long that we saw Manchester City clamoring that they need a left back, because he knows they have two players that they use left foot very well that can play from that position, which is Josco Vado and Nathan Ake. They can also play from there. That is why he failed to sign player from that position. Having a top central back with different options will be very good. But I don't think going for Mark Gui will be very, very good for us now. The kind of money they've spent in this kind of transfer, they should look for another player that is not more than £30 million, £40 million to come inside the team. That will not call for playing time too much at the team. So I believe going for Mark Gui might not solve the problem enough for us now. You should rather go for another player that will come in, because to dispositive the kind of William Saliba and Ben White at the centre back is very difficult for any player that will comes in. But because Azar has already fallen in love with those two guys. They know how to use the ball on the field, and they are very good tackler. They are sweeper a lot. They sweep a lot. They slide and do a lot of things. So look at the game against Nottingham Forest. What William Saliba did on that day. Yeah. So they really play very well. The same thing as weekend as well on Monday. So I think they should look for another top central back that comes in and do very well for us now.
Okay, now on Manchester City, Manchester City are going for YAZID from Crystal Palace and also eyeing Matthias Nunes from Wolves. What do you say to this deal in all?
They are very good players. Both of them are very good players. But the concern I have there is that will they be able to buy both players? Because the transfer market for both players, the release clause for both players, if you add it together, would want to add at least £150 million. Did Manchester City have such amount of money? And now, I think Emile Laporte is getting out of the team. How much they want to get on Emile Laporte from an industry? They can't get up to 50 million. They are getting like £30 million on Emile Laporte. And don't forget Magalhaes, they got the same amount from Magalhaes as well. Don't forget they bought in Josco Vado for 70. They've bought in Mateo Kovacic as well. So the issue, my concern, don't forget they brought in as well Jeremy Doku. So now the transfer market has now gone crazy. Interesting that teams always put a high price tag on players. I can't forget last season. I think Chelsea were on this guy, Mateo Nunes, before he left Sporting Lisbon and come to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think Chelsea failed to agree on transfer market. I think they failed to accept a transfer fee for this guy, and eventually joined Wolverhampton Wanderers for lesser amount of transfer thereabouts. But Nunes and YAZID, let's compare both players together. Which one be able to do well for Manchester City? I think I would rather go for Mateo Nunes compared to YAZID. One, YAZID is an England player, and don't forget, this hype is too much on England player. The hype is too much on them. So he might got into Manchester City side, and don't forget, he might not get a chance to get the first 11 check at Manchester City. Don't forget, it was due to the injury of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva that makes Manchester City to go out now for a creative midfielder. And if you compare both of them together, Eberechi Eze and Matheus Nunes, look at the kind of game Matheus Nunes played against Manchester United on the first game that they lost 1-0 to Manchester United. The kind of player that won a creative midfielder, not a goal scoring player like that. He only scored 1 goal for Wolverhampton. I think it was against Chelsea. I could remember that bullet goal from outside the box. That was the only goal he scored for everyone else. But in terms of creating chances and attacking the opposition half, is very good at that. Look at what it does for Sporting Lisbon before it got to Wolverhampton. And let's look at Eberechi Eze. Eberechi Eze, age-wise, is quite younger than Matheus Nunes. But the issue is now to black player, injury prone. Don't forget, Eberechi Eze got injured before Michael Olise got the team going towards the end of last season before Eberechi Eze comes back in and Michael Olise got injured. So my question is that Eberechi Eze coming to limelight last season with Crystal Palace, will he be able to live up to expectations? What is the price tag on Eberechi Eze? That is the question. Does it worth up to the price tag that Crystal Palace want to sell in? No, different teams will come out to say, I want £70 million on my player if he doesn't have any release clause. Look at the age of Mosika Sese. Look at the age of Magalhaes. Magalhaes has a release clause in his contract.